everybody, I'm merisusheep and thank you so much for checking out this video, and today I am drawing lovely Frieren and the adorable Fern from the anime Frieren, Journey at the End. Or is it Journey of the End? I don't know, I'm gonna have to check. Anyway, I'm drawing Frieren Fern. I recently watched this anime this year, and it's actually been on my watch list since last year. That and Apothecary Diaries, I wanted to get to them both, but it took a little longer than I thought. And I watched Apothecary Diaries in January, right as season 2 was airing, and Frieren I watched in the summer, and I was really debating if I wanted to draw these characters or not, because I had some other things that I really wanted to get done, but I'm really kind of reevaluating my decisions with my channel and everything I'm gonna do. Revolution of Full Color, I'm still gonna do Revolution of Full Color and stuff, but apparently I'm gonna take it easy a little bit. Just kind of not push it. I don't want to strain it, and I actually do want to do it good, so I'm not really gonna, like, struggle to get it out like right away, but hopefully maybe chapter 1 will be out soon. I keep saying that, but it's not coming out. But anyway, let's talk about Frieren. So yeah, like I said, one reason why I actually didn't watch this okay, a little bit of background. Let me start at the beginning. So when this anime came out, everybody was talking about it. It was so good. Everybody was saying, like, that kind of happens with a lot of anime, so it's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I do not watch every single anime that they say is gonna be the next big thing. It's just not the way I am. I like to watch what's interesting to me. But this one did kind of intrigue me because I guess a lot of people were bringing it up in relation to female characters that were actually handled good. And I was like, well, that actually sounds fun to watch, you know, something where female characters aren't annoying and such. So I was like, maybe I'll give it a try and such. But I was like, I'm not 100% sure. So I just kind of put it on the back burner. And then that infamous video came out of, like, demon posting where this dweeb on YouTube and a whole bunch of dweebs on Twitter were like, duh, what if the demons in Frieren were actually the good guys and the people who killed them were wrong? Ugh, I hate those kind of people. Everything that you see in media is not automatically tied to your real life. There can be allegories, there can be metaphors and all this and that, but sometimes people just like to have a fun bad guy. That's why people like Frieren so much. That's why people like Demon Slayer so much. That's why people like just Lord of the Rings. They like a good versus evil plot and nothing more. Leave it at that. Stop trying to put your own weird spin on it. Why do you think the orcs in Lord of the Rings are minorities? You look at those things and automatically think, yeah, I think that one thing's a black person. Like, what the heck? Why? I don't understand. I swear I don't understand. It makes no sense. And people are trying to do the same thing with demons because apparently the demons' words to deceive humanity and win them over to their side, that they might have sympathy, that they can, you know, then kill them, are so great that they transcend the universe of the anime and work on the real world. Because there's a bunch of dweebs who think that the demons are the good guys. And I was like, now I gotta see this. I still put it off though because I wanted to watch it in the sub, but then I was watching some anime with my friend, and we just finished, me and him just finished like this one anime. I forget which one it was. I think it was Big O, actually. And we wanted to check something out, and I recommend that we check out Frieren. Neither of us has saw it, and we both kind of were like, okay, it actually sounds pretty fun. And we ended up watching in the dub anyway because he's a dub watcher. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And the dub wasn't bad. I did watch it in the sub though. Afterwards, I didn't see every part of it in the sub, but I did watch them, like, you know, the big parts and stuff, so that way I could still experience the sub, and the dub wasn't actually that bad. Frieren's voice, like, one person said it was, like, really awful. I didn't think it was that awful. I actually thought the dub was pretty, good. I don't know who plays Frieren, but I know that I think her name is Jill Harris. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but that's who plays, Fern, and that's a little funny to me because, she plays several, protagonist for the anime adaptations of Otama games, and by several I mean two. Code Realize, if I remember correctly, and Amnesia Memories. Future editing sheep here. It's actually not Jill Harris who plays the protagonist in the English dub of the Amnesia Memories anime. It is Maggie Flecknoe, so that was a mistake on my part. It is this woman, and as far as I can see, Jill Harris does not play in any ever Otama game besides Code Realize, his anime's English dub. And apparently Charlie from the Has-Been Hotel, but only the pilot, so that was a little bit of a surprise. Anyway, back to the script! I'm pretty sure she plays both of them, and so I always kind of associated her as the tofu actress because the characters that she was playing were from anime games, so they didn't have much personality. I mean, Cardia's got actually more personality than what they gave her in the anime, but animes are hardly ever good. But that's neither here nor there. But, so I kind of associated with her, but I actually thought she did really good as Fern. I actually did like her performance, and I think it was fitting. The one thing that I really liked about Frieren is the characters. I mean, there were a few things that I didn't like. I'm not really, okay, little secret, I'm not that big on animes that have too much magic or, like anything to do with, like, goddesses or something. It's just the way I am. Call it my Christian background, call it whatever it is, and if it gets too deep in it, I might stop watching it, but that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. If you don't like it, that's cool. Do whatever you think is best, use your own discretion, but that's just me. I don't really like to watch stuff that has too in-depth magic, but I did stay around for Frieren, admittedly, just because I loved the characters. The characters were so good, and yes, I do agree. Frieren is a great example of wonderful female characters. I love Fern. She's very much adorable. She has a little bit of that issue where she gets mad at Stark for no reasons, hardly at all, and she puffs up her cheeks and acts like a child and stuff. So it can get a wee annoying, but at the same time, it's also adorable. And she actually does apologize when she is legitimately in the wrong. So that's nice. And I love Frieren because she's strong, very strong, but they give a very good reason as to why she's strong. She's lived over 1,000 years, so it's not like she just became that way overnight. And I like it. I just like her because she's really, in addition to just being strong, she's also got that kind of childish personality too. She's just curious, and she likes to go exploring, and she likes collecting grimoire, and it's like those little things. I love those details in characters, especially female characters. I given those traits to my original character Kyla. I think I all came from Ariel and stuff. I just love the geeky girl that collects things and is just fascinated with things and is always asking questions and looking into the world and always wanting to learn. I just love that. And I also like the fact that she's got a very good sense of right and wrong. She doesn't negotiate with demons at all. She does not hesitate. She understands what they are, and she knows that they need to be eradicated, and that is her sole purpose. In fact, I cannot pronounce the Japanese title of this, but if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, the title to the anime in Japanese is kind of a double meaning in the way that it is spelled I'm not sure what characters it uses, but in the way that it's spelled, it could be read Frieren's Funeral or Frieren the Slayer. So I thought that was really cool. And that is what she's dedicated her entire life to doing, is just destroying demons, and she'll use any methods, and even including deceiving them, because it's like, hey, it's demons. These are evil creatures, and they're bringing great harm to humanity, and they gotta go, and I just love it. But at the same time, she's not an ego person. That's one thing I like about her and Mao Mao, is that both of them walk in humility. Mao Mao's kind of got no choice because of the way that because of the life that Mao Mao lives. She's, it's like based off of ancient China, so it wasn't so cool being a woman back then. Well, it wasn't so cool being a guy with no power either, but especially if you were a woman, it wasn't a fun time to live. So she kind of got no choice in her humility, but at the same time, she's still able to have it. That's something that I really hate in so many animes that are based off of, not animes, but TV shows that are based off of, like, historical things, where it's like, they was like put them in a time when everything's really sexist and racist and awful, and it is legitimately awful. But then they expect this character to have the same modern values and outlook and personality of college girl or something. It's like, no, I'm going to disobey the patriarchy and stand up. And like, no, you can have her be that way, but it's not going to manifest in the same way as it does. Manifest, that sounds weird. I don't know, it's just not going to take the same shape. You gotta think of the time period that you're in, and I think Mao Mao does a great job in exercising that, because she's definitely strong and such, but at the same time, she's not stupid. And Frieren is a little bit in the same way. She's not living in a sexist society or anything like that, and she's the complete opposite of Mao Mao. She's got a whole bunch of power. But my point being is that she also understands the position that she's in. Her master, Flama's like, you don't want to, like, don't seek glory, don't seek fame. Just do what you need to do, because if you do, you will end up making yourself a target, and the demons will attack you, and you will become more, vulnerable, and it's just not a good way to live. It's also just not a good way to live just in general, even if there wasn't demons, or it's like just constantly seeking glory. In fact, that's one thing I like about the anime, is that really is kind of the thing that they really do teach you, is because Himmel, the great hero of old, is renowned for all the great things he did, but it's somewhat the smaller things that people love him more for, because it was the smaller favors that really helped them out. And when you're living and you got family and food to put on the table and you got a village to keep together, you're not really going to think about the big things. You're going to think about the small things, and that's what matters in life, is the small things. And I love that. I really do like that meaning. It's like a good thing, and I like the fact that Frieren is strong, and she definitely knows she's strong. Like, she even warns people, you don't want to get into a fight with me, because it's not going to end well with you. And she doesn't do it out of pride or arrogance, it's just because she simply knows. It's like the idea of me going against Superman. It's just not going to happen. Well, me going against any person, let alone, like, I couldn't go against a man, I couldn't go against even probably a woman, I couldn't even fight a fellow sheep. It would all end poorly. But my point being is, if I did end it, it would not be sexist, it would not be like demeaning, it would not be wrong for me to, it would not be like some kind of racist to say, yeah, you're gonna get hurt, little girl. Stop. Don't engage. And that is the way it was Frieren. It's just like, she's giving them a fair warning, and when she does win, she doesn't take, like, joy or pleasure in it, but at the same time, when it, like, comes to the demons, she still won't hesitate to do what needs to be done, and I really just do like that. In the case of Fern, like I said, she does have her pouty moments, but she's also very just interesting in the fact that she doesn't quite have as much passion, because she kind of did what she needed to do, and now she's just kind of coasting along because she wants to be with Frieren, who's basically kind of like her mama figure, but at the same time she's like a big sister, but at the same time she's like a baby that she has to take care of. And I just love their relationship. I also love her and Stark's relationship too, when she's not being mean to him. I really do like Stark. I like Stark a lot. It's kind of a little sad because he kind of goes a little bit out the window because later on they a little minor spoiler, but not really that big of a spoiler. They take an exam that's based on magic, and Stark is a warrior and not a magician, mage. He is not taking part of it, so it's like, I miss them. But I really do love their cute moments. In fact, there's this one scene where they just, like, they dance, and it's just like, oh, I loved it. It reminded me of the Disney princess movies that I loved watching that I haven't seen in years because Disney doesn't make fairy tales like that because they're sexist and horrible and wrong and I don't know. I hate it. I want to see a prince and a princess dancing together. I don't even mind if she fights. Fern fights. But she also wore a pretty dress, and she danced with Stark, and they look so cute, and I loved it. They're my OTP in this series. And I liked all the side characters, too. They were very fun. I can't really remember the names. It's not because the characters themselves weren't rememberable, it's just because some of the names were a little hard to pronounce. And some of them were, because I was watching the dub first, they were, like, pronounced, like, there were so many characters, I thought their name started with a Z, but it was an S, so that was weird. That was a little funny. I took a gazillion screenshots of this when I was watching the anime. Because it was like, I'm gonna take, I watched in the dub, and then I rewatched in the sub, and I took a gazillion screenshots, and they're all in my folder, and it's over 1,000, I think. I really do like the animation, too. It's very nice. It's got some good designed characters and stuff. The action's really good, but at the same time it's very calm and very wholesome too, so it's very cozy, and a lot of the backgrounds look like watercolor paintings, so that's really nice. It just gives a really nice cozy feeling. So it's got it does have some action in it, but it is more about a cozy journey, because the entire premise of Frieren is, this is what happens after you defeat the Demon King, and all of her friends who helped her slay the Demon King have moved on, figuratively or literally, and so now she's gonna start a new journey. And I gotta say, I really do like that, because I always did want to see a story of, like, you know, what happens after, and I really do like it, and I think it's really fun, and I definitely do recommend it. I think overall I would probably give it an 8 out of 10 on the sheep scale. And, if I had to say anything wrong with it on an objective fact, I would say maybe sometimes the pacing could be a little bit off, but at the same time it really is, because if you're going in this expecting an action show, you're not gonna like it, but if you're going in expecting a cozy show that has a little bit of action here or there, then I think you'll really like it. And I really do think you'll enjoy it. And I really do like Himmel and Fern. And I feel so bad for Himmel that he didn't get to marry Frieren. I mean, it would have ended bad. I mean, sort of, I guess. But it's like, oh, poor Himmel. But whatever. Unrequited love. But Frieren was too tense. Anyway, yeah, a little bit talk about the art. I'm actually recording this audio before I finish the drawing. As of right now, I'm in the middle of coloring Frieren, and I just finished coloring Fern. And I gotta say, her outfit, Frieren's, was detailed. I knew that going in, but I didn't think it was that bad. But then when I was actually drawing, it was like, ooh, I'm not sure if it's because I'm getting old and losing my touch, which I definitely think there may be some of that, because Yuma's design was way more detailed than I remember. Same thing with Kaita. Same thing with Roga from my Gia's Excel fan art. So there's definitely that, but at the same time, it's like, oh, there is actually a lot of details on Frieren's outfit. Fern's was very simple. I actually wanted to get a white dress, like Frieren's, because I'm going to be traveling to a Renaissance fair, and I thought, oh, it would be fun to kind of wear an outfit that's a little similar to her, but I couldn't find anything, and the cosplays are always so stupidly cheap made, and I just hated it, but whatever, we're gonna have to deal with it. And for the coloring, I was going for like a really soft, kind of mellow vibe. I know I'm kind of jumping around, but I'm trying to think of everything that I need to mention before I
go off and sign off, because like I said, audio is being recorded before the video is finished. Not the best thing, but hey, this is what we do in the Sheep channel. But yeah, I'm definitely glad that I gave them a try to draw. They were definitely fun, and I'm definitely glad I gave the anime a try. Definitely a fun watch. Got a lot of things that I like about it. I think, like I said, I think just one nice thing was the characters, Fern and Fern especially, because I just got done finishing watching the Glitch project, Knights of Guinevere, and I don't want to diss it or anything because it had a lot of going for it, but the things that I did not like about it was the two main characters, at least from the first episode, the pilot. That they were loud, they were obnoxious, I've seen them gazillion times, and I think that's one thing I like about Frieren and Fern, is that they're both more quiet and calm and subdued, and I think so many people try to avoid those traits in women because we don't want to do anything that might be perceived as sexist, and it's like, oh, you want a woman to stay quiet? No. I've just never liked any loud character, really. Like, for a long time, I didn't really like Cyborg as much in the TV show Teen Titans because he was a little bit more louder. Same thing with Beast Boy. I mean, a character can have their moments, but if they're just, like, totally being loud all the time, I'm sorry, I don't find that fun. I'm not even that quiet of a person, but I just, like, when I'm watching characters, I just don't need them to be squealing. There's this, like, one TV show that was on PBS Kids called Maya Miguel, and I hated Maya because she was so freaking loud. It's like, shut up! Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! And I was 10. I think when the show came out, maybe I was older, maybe I was younger, I don't remember, but I was just like, I was on the verge of cussing, and my family, we didn't do cussing in my family, so that's how angry I was with her, because you're just so loud and obnoxious, and it's just that so many female characters are just non-stop sugar rush, or they're cranky, or they're just kind of revolting, and a lot of times they're not very cute to look at. They're not pretty. It's just like, what am I dealing with here? So I'm very happy when I see shows like Apothecary Diaries, Frieren, that have got good characters who happen to be female. And the reason why they're good is because they weren't trying to check any boxes or anything. Anyway, I'm sorry if this is sounding like one of those quote-unquote, whoa, this is what culture needs. No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to say, hey, this is what I see in media, and I don't always like it. I like things like this better, and this is why. So, yeah, there. But, like I said, it's not just Frieren. I really, really do like Stark. I like Frieren probably the most, and then Stark, and then Fern. I really do like him. He's fun. He is a fun character, and he's also not very loud either. I mean, he has his moments where he screeches and screams, but he's not loud 24/7. And I like that. I like peace and quiet. I'm old, what can I say? Anyway, for the background, I have no idea what I'm going to do as of the time I'm recording this audio. You might even already have seen me making it. I'm not sure how this video is going to be edited down, but I'm probably just going to go for a simple pattern and such, and I just wanted to keep everything real simple for this drawing, and I hopefully finished it before the end of September, and maybe I get it out before the end of September. And with that, I think I've pretty much said everything that I need to say. If you liked the video, do all the YouTube things. If you did not, thanks for watching this far. Anyway, I will be back with another one, hopefully real soon. I do not know what it will be, though, because I'm just kind of taking things out of the way. I might do some Tron fan art. There's a new movie coming out, and I want to do some fan art of Korra. But that's neither here or there. Until then, bye! My mouse fell asleep!